for sure. And now I think now that you're reminding me, what you were talking about Joe's shoes too before about coming from the same place, right?
Well, he wore these little, they were like men's dancer shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the other thing I mentioned was, though, sometimes doing the mat work, we had, now when I was a kid, learning ballet, we called them rhythm shoes, and they were like little buck, thin buck with a kind of T in elastic over the top of your instep, and you'd slide them on. And then he had 2 pairs of them near the mats, and they had weights in them. There was a plank, but then there were, I think, 2 different weights. And they had they were heavy. I remember once or twice using the light one. The heavier ones were for men, I think.
Well, I have the he called it an iron shoe. So there was one that was like a shoe, and then there was an insert. So the shoe was heavier than the insert, and the insert you could also add to the shoe. It sort of fit in the shoe. You could do it that way, but I think he also made it so that you could just put it and make it as its own shoe itself.
Yeah, I just slipped them on. I'm sure if he was working, with an injured dancer and needed specific attention, that it was, very specific.
So now,
I had said when I did the mat work, we had a bar to reach over your feet, stretch, and it was a pipe, broomstick, or it was an iron pipe.
So it was heavy? It had a weight to it?
Oh yeah, he had heavy.
So you had the light broomstick, and then you had the heavy one. So there was the light and heavy.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's cool. Yeah, it's really cool. Now, if you were doing your regular routine, right, frequently, like how would you learn a new exercise? Would they just come up to you and just say, like, you're ready to learn something new?
Exactly. That's exactly what they would do.
Cool. And then you would just try to remember it. Next time you came, you'd think like, okay, now I'm going to do my new exercise.
I remembered everything. And it would be fun because you'd know the routine and you just wanted something new. And so, of course,
Would you ask? Would you ask for something new?
I don't think I ever had to. I don't remember.
Yeah. That's really cool. So they were just basically like in tune with, even if they weren't totally watching you, they sort of knew like, okay, we're going to introduce
There were 2 or 3 people out there all the time. And of course I came, it was 9:30 or 10 or 10:30 in the morning. It wasn't really crowded ever. I don't remember ever having to wait for a reformer. There was only one Cadillac, and sometimes I had to wait for that. Pace the other ones so I could get Cadillac.
Yeah.
There was never any problem.
Yeah. Cool. Do you remember like white towels or towels that you would put down on the reformer or anything before you would use it or during? Because we see pictures of that.
Now that you mention it, I think you did put towels down.
Okay.
But I don't think I always did it.
Okay. Maybe when it was just warmer or something.
Maybe, and it wasn't, there was nothing aerobic, and I wasn't somebody who sweat ever. So I really didn't get sweaty except, well, I shouldn't say that, because if I was doing a teaser or something, even now, I mean, I worked with Cynthia yesterday morning, and she had doing a teaser. I'm like, I get so warm, I open all the windows. You're working, but it's not like aerobic sweating.
Yes.
So totally. I have a question for you then. Since you said you did the mat, did he ever teach you any standing mat stuff, or it was always on the mat itself?
It was on the mat itself. He did. And I didn't do, I can't remember doing standing anything. I was either on a machine or the flat mat stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was there a bar in the studio? I don't remember it.
There used to be well, let me see, if you were there from 63, then when he had the wood reformers, he had a bar on one of the reformers.
Well, I think she means the ballet bar.
As part of them, definitely. And I think I do remember standing there and doing something. But I meant like a ballet bar in the studio. I don't remember it. No.
No.
It wasn't, it wasn't about having a bar. It was like if you were standing, you were ready to stand and do the exercise, because it's a progression from lying down to standing, the work. So
I don't, I can't swear I didn't do it, but I don't remember doing any balance things. Like I did with you this summer, Sean. And Badrak has me doing balance too. I need it at my age. I don't even think I need it. I mean, I don't.
So now, did they like, how was the atmosphere? Were people very quiet and just working out and focusing? No, there wasn't chatter?
Yes. And that's what shocked me. Like in the late 90s, when these studios began to open up and everybody was doing some different kind of Pilates. Some of them had music. And I was just repelled by it because this was like, it was this quiet, this absolute focus. There wasn't a sound. People didn't talk, didn't socialize. You didn't do anything but work. And they didn't say an extraneous word that didn't pertain to the exercise.
Okay. So they weren't talking amongst themselves either, like Clara and Joan were talking personal.
That was what was so wonderful and professional about it. Everything was, it was quiet, it was calm, it was focused, and there was nothing to think about but doing those exercises.
That's really great.
It was great. And, I think a lot of people who teach Pilates, I mean, I remember once trying it here in Chapel Hill with music, and I couldn't do it.
No.
I couldn't stand it.
I wouldn't be able to either.